In this video we're going to be fitting some wheel bearings. Now we've done this time and time again, but I might show you a few tips and things like that you might need to know. I've got the bearings already out. Use a nice drift with as much surface area as you can to hit here and here. Tap them evenly and opposite. Now, in here, inside where the race fits, run your fingers around it, because these have been fitted before and they've had some Chinese bearings in, fitted by some unscrupulous people, and you can feel race spots on this race in here, not in the race but where it sits against. Now that's going to tip the bearing over. It's not good, it shortens its life. So what I do, I find out where it's proud, because what they've done is they've hit when they've punched the bearing out, they've hit the machine part and bored it over. So I just get a little punch and flatten it out again. And you can sharp tell when you run. It's easy with your thumb if you run your thumb round and feel inside. There's a bit there, look. Flatten it out. And do that for the other side as well. Oh, there's a big bit. That's why a lot of bearings fail, because they're not actually square. Take your time doing this. Don't rush it, because this is the make or break point for bearings. If they're not parallel, they're not going to be very good. Now that's one of the reasons why I always press bearing races in with the press rather than hammering them in. So we've got a bear mark kit, and this sounds like the garbage man going past. Indeed it is. So sorry about that. This is an OEM kit, a bearing kit. So let's have a look and see what's we've got inside. We've got an inadequate packet of bearing grease. We've got a Cortico seal. We've got new flange bolts. That's nice to have. We've got a new gasket, bit ground up, never mind, and a new cap look. Isn't that interesting? Ooh. We've got one new lock nut, a snap ring for the end, a circlip, and a tab washer, because this is for suffix L onwards. There's the rest of the bolts. There should be another one in there somewhere. There he is. Notice these have already got Loctite type material on the end. This nut here, I'm not going to open it up because it's in a bag and I'd like to keep it for a later job. In fact, no, don't need to, because it's already in a bag. Is it open? No. This nut is for the TD5 type axles, where you only have one nut and you stalk it over. So this does quite a few things. And our old friends, the Timken bearings. Where are these made now? Timken. Doesn't say. Let's have a look. It's usually France for these bearings. In China now. France! Bingo! There we go. So we've got some nice top quality bearings there. And notice too, a good quality bearing always puts the sizes on and the manufacturer. Chinese bearings, very little. Here's the garbage man coming back to empty my bin. So I'll pause this here. So I've pressed the bearings in. I use this big socket. It's a beautiful socket for pushing bearings in. Get them nice and square, push them down, no problem at all. Like I say, if your bearings are going to be like this or like this, They need to be completely parallel, and that's the key to bearing life. And not only that, good lubrication. Now I throw the old brick part stuff away because it doesn't seem adequate to me. It always seems a bit short. Now, wait a minute, I've got to get into this grease. I've just got a new tub of grease. It doesn't seem to be wanting to play ball. Well, let's get into it. There we go. Ooh, look at that. Now people ask me why I use red grease. It's because it comes red. Superior quality multi-purpose NLGI number 2 red lithium complex grease formulated with extreme pressure, anti-wear, anti-corrosive and antioxidant additives. It has the highest NLGI GC-LB rating, whatever that is, for ideal for wheel bearings, ball joints, universal joints, chassis components found in cars, trucks, agricultural and industrial equipment. That's alright, isn't it? Right, take your bearing. Now, like I say, never take your bearings out of the packet until you need to use them, and dunk it in some grease. This is the key, don't put bearings in dry with a dab of grease on. Really work it in there, because the first few turns, a few miles are crucial, because those rollers won't get grease on the inside, if you see what I mean, on the inside of this race here. So it's crucial you get some grease into it, just force it in. That's why I don't like those little bit part sachets, because it doesn't seem to have enough, because I play around with it quite a bit, you know, messing about, pushing grease in. But I must admit, I've never had a bearing fail in my career, so I'm not going to start now. No wheel bearings have ever failed. Right, now, next thing, put some grease on the race, don't do them dry, put it in, turn it. This'll spin the grease round, and that feels lovely. Oh. Ooh. Next, put a dab more grease all the way around it on the outside. There we go. When you're finished with that, put the top on. Always keep the top on. Next thing we're going to have a look at is the oil seal. Again, quality Cortico oil seal. It's already got lubrication in there, but I'm just going to put a dab more in. And this is the one that you need the tool to press it in with. It says it's going to be, what is it, this way up, depth of 4mm. So I'm going to get the tool I use, and you can make one too. This is an old flange, drive flange, quite easy to make. The depth really isn't deep enough on the original drive flange. It needs to be about 1mm deeper. So what we did was we chucked this here, put it in the chuck, turned this. So we turned this piece here so it was parallel, because normally it's tapered. Then we switched it round in the lathe, chucked it here, and then we could face this off to the correct depth of 4mm. I would sell them in the shop, but they're so damned heavy that they're too expensive for shipping. Right, so we're going to put a bit more grease, even though these are greased. That top's a bugger to get off, it won't come up to me. Can't see that less than that. Put some grease all the way around that. Yeah, good grease, bad container. There we go. Plenty on. Now, rule of thumb, when you're greasing bearings is never to put more than 75% grease in a bearing. You should leave some room for air and things like this, because otherwise it'll get too hot. Bearing can actually run hot through being over greased. Didn't know that, did you? So we put the seal in the tool, thus put that onto there, and find a hammer which is conveniently here. and that's done. All we've got to do now is put the bearing in the other side. Here. Same method, grease it up, and then we can take this over to the car. Really easy.